Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Where's I even going? Oh, I was in here. I was talking in there. Okay, that's where the detective outfit. Oh, excuse me. Woohoo.
Could Fabio have written this letter to Kurt Manchos?
Oh, that could be. I never thought Mr. Manchios could make Fabio that angry, though.
What do you mean?
Well, Fabio wanted to disassociate from Mr. Manchios. Clients who are in love are both a blessing and a curse.
But Fabio was here tonight.
Money. In our line of work, we can't afford to turn down clients who pay as well as Kurt Manchios.
Was Fabio afraid of Mr. Manchos?
Not at all. The old toad wouldn't dare to do more than sweet talk and touching. Talk can be forgotten, and touching washed away. I know I can handle the news.
Need to break everything up. Fabio shattered his feelings.
You'd better ask someone else.
There is undeniable evidence that you were the original recipient of this letter.
What are you talking about? Is it addressed to me?
Your protege wanted a fresh start, it seems. This is sufficient to charge you.
Me? Hurt my star? Are you insane that you would accuse me of such a thing?
He did not consider himself as yours. Since you deny everything, let's move on. Do you have any idea as to how the letter could have ended up in Mr. Vogel's pocket?
You were the detective. Perhaps he took it from Fabio. Werner was a little high.
May have been the recipients.
You'd better ask someone else.
I've read the letter about your will. A harsh method of ridiculing Santos. I doubt he will use mustache wax when he wears no mustache to begin with.
Where did you get it? Is the slug here? Tell him. I shouldn't have to provide for him. He's a grown man who shouldn't sit on his uncle's neck. He conceives himself as my only heir.
And who is he to you?
He's a leech on my aging body. He has only added problems to my life since the death of his mother.
I fail to see why you made him your major domo.
He needed to know his place, so I taught him.
Ah. Whoa. Should be one more option. So it's between Batista, Mancho, and Pinchette.
The air here is rather refreshing. I'd even recommend that some of my friends visit the place.
Thank you. Let's continue.
I'd probably have evidence to get there. we actually can talk to him about the Fabio letter.
This letter proves nothing. Fabio wrote it to Mr. Manchios. It's time to free Mr. Vogel.
Do you really think I'm that naive? I need proof, not words from his friend.
Very well. Mr. Pinchetti told me that Mr. Manchios was lavishing Fabio with expensive and eccentric gifts. The letter mentions rich rewards and attempts to buy Fabio with them. It was written to Mr. Manchios. Who else was showering Fabio with luxuries to buy him? It doesn't fit Mr. Vogel's character.
Look here. We had a deal. Give me the murderer and then take your friend with you. I won't budge otherwise.
Well, fine, but you're just wasting time.
Now that's done. Okay. Alright, so I had to remember everything that happened yesterday, even though I kind of don't remember. Yikes. So we have... What would she do? I'm assuming for this other thing, I'd have to get the right, use the right person, right? It's hers. Oh, it is punish suffer past. Awkward. Interesting. In order to get the achievement, I have to, basically... stuff. Alright. The letter's for the Manchios, but Vogel... Which was it cover? Bobby and Cruiser. Let's just see another prediction. Heartbroken, didn't mean to kill him. I don't like this old guy anyways. Wow.
The murder of Fabio did not have a ritual purpose, Mr. Manchios. It was staged by a man who wished to distract the investigation.
That might be true. That poor girl Matista wouldn't dare to kill the only man who cared for her. So, Santos.
Mr. Pinchetti snatched at the chance to solve his problems.
Ungrateful little scum. Will he be executed?
But what for? He informed the police as to the crime, that was all. He couldn't stage the ritual, but he found the body, I believe.
I can't believe it. Why did Werner do it?
Mr. Vogel. He had no reason, and he won't be a scapegoat as you plan. You put Fabio's letter in his pocket when he was intoxicated, didn't you?
You can't be serious.
You can't be serious. Stage the...
You staged the murder as a satanic ritual. It was easy for you since you were the one who wrote the scenarios for the parties. It was your way of avoiding suspicion. A respectable man in his 60s,
Early 60s.
who hosts the cream of Cordona's society, cannot possibly be a murderer. But the guests who behave like animals in his mansion, of course, one of them could have killed Fabio.
I did oversee a few of the rituals, but I did not stage Fabio's death.
Your fingernails.
We can very often deduce someone's life by their shoes or their fingernails. You are a meticulous person, but this murder was fairly traumatic and filthy. After you stabbed Fabio, you were covered in blood. You panicked and neglected to rinse the soap from under your fingernails. The devil is in the details, Mr. Manchios.
Nonsense. I missed it simply because of the busy schedule of the party.
Of course, a staged murder was certainly not planned. You're at the twilight of your life. You have no partner, you have no children. You had feelings, however, for one man. That was Fabio. You loved him. That is, you wished to own him with money and gifts. But he was also a free mind, was he not? He turned his back on you. Quite unjust. Love, so cruel and painful, and Fabio, with his words and deeds, made you feel the more wretched. So you killed him.
You must surely perceive that my sensitive nature wouldn't allow me to hurt anyone.
It was premeditated murder.
The young performer played with your emotions. That was painful to realize. You spent so much time and effort to be with Fabio, but he didn't respond in the way you would have liked. You wanted to be loved. But Fabio shattered your dreams. In the smoking lounge, he teased and mocked you. He wanted you to suffer by offering himself to others. The deception was unbearable. You struck him, and then you staged the ritual. You planted the letter in Vogel's pocket and attempted to set up Matista.
What poppycock? Sherlock, stop this game now.
There is no stop word, Mr. Manchios. Relax and enjoy it. I'll pass the remainder of this case to Constable Oswald. He'll know what to do with you.
The fact that it doesn't tell you if there's
I
a
have
right
a
or
name
wrong
for you.
answer.
Kurt Manchios,
Is that so?
Makes it hard.
The master of the Sabbath?
the man himself. Mr. Manchios couldn't stand to lose control over his lover. A deadly revenge that deserves a proper sentence. I have all the evidence to charge him.
A degenerate and a murderer. I'll make a name thanks to that for sure. As for my part, not everything was in place. Perhaps some documents were transferred somewhere else, but I couldn't find a trace of them. Then I remembered. The discarded document drawers where we put the lost papers or the badly labelled ones. Including the crime scene report of Violet Holmes's case. Everything I've found is on the desk here. Take it.
Your persistence has saved me.
Yeah, well, we had a deal after all. Your friend is free then. You can leave.
Good luck, Constable.
That's it on the table in the police archives. Report number 743. Officers arrived to find the deceased identified as Mrs. Violet Holmes lying in the garden of Stoneman Manor. Visual inspection showed the victim to be thoroughly soaked with a deep vertical incision. What? 2 inches in length down her throat. Her face was swollen and covered in red blotches, likely cause of death hypoxia. Waiting confirmation from a medical examiner. Main suspect Audrey Richter was arrested on the scene and the body was sent for autopsy.
The garden. There's a garden behind our manor. How could I forget? That's where it all happened, where it all went wrong.
Sherry, it looks like you've almost found what you wanted.
Oh, he's gone. Oh, they're all gone. Oh, he's still there. That guy's gone. Alright.
Oh, you did it, Sherlock! The case is closed and all rewards belong to the winner. Bravo!
It is merely the triumph of the truth.
Is it? No compromises? No lies? You're happy with your decisions?
It was the best decision I could obtain. The truth must be told in the way it is most acceptable.
You're making progress, Sherlock. I was right to believe in you. By the way, did you get that precious information about your mother? Oh, not that you must.
Yes, I did.
Forgive my intrusion in such a personal matter. I simply worry I'm failing to be of much help to you.
Actually, you were. For some reason, all the archives on the case had disappeared. This was a rare opportunity to obtain the impossible.
Outrageous. Perhaps someone found the truth unpleasant. Society usually rejects those who speak with too much honesty, doesn't it?
A comfortable lie is often preferred to an uncomfortable truth. Still, I believe that the latter should prevail, and I cannot remain silent.
That's quixotism at its best. Your mere truth cannot defeat institutions, systems, and power. Etiquette, religion, marriage, they're all lies told to preserve connections, love, and sanity, and it's all corruptible.
Lies destroy human dignity. How could you make a free decision without any knowledge of the truth?
Are we really free to decide anything in this world, Sherlock?
I am free.
Oh, yes. It's a struggle, but yes, we can make our own decisions. That's what I fight for.
What an endless fight it is. Will you ever give yourself a break, Sherlock? You're a walking contradiction, Sherlock. You refuse to lie to others, but constantly lie to yourself. How long until the train comes off the track? I cannot look away, but perhaps I should take a few steps back. You're an accident waiting to happen, dear. Until then, I shall bid you adieu.
I'm at the point of the game where I'm like, I just want to finish it. I don't know what the right choice was, but whatever. Alright, let's go. Go. Well, first let's go back to our home. And we can wrap this game up, y'all. Oh. Oh. Time to go to the garden.
Sherry, please listen to me. Sherry.
John, I always listen to you.
You don't have to do this. You don't have
Look
to
at
go
his
through.
eyes.
I don't know what is beyond this
sir.
door, but I can feel it. Buzzing, angry, like a fly at the window.
I know. I can sense it too.
You locked away this memory for a reason. There is only pain here.
Pain. And truth.
You do not need to suffer either. There is so much more we can do on Cordona, so many others we can help. There is no coming back from this.
Ah.
I find myself awash.
Thank you, Sherlock.
Cordona still calls for... But know this, John. One way or another.
So basically, this is to tell me that this is the last stop. Alright. Fair. Brought tea. You drowned. My mother drowned who thought could either be a human or separate. She didn't drown. Uh-oh. Alright, let me back. Let me clean my desk real quick. Hold on. Hold on now. Okay. Alright, let's finish this thing. Whew.
You don't have... There is...
John, my anima, My brother, there is nothing more important in this moment than this truth. I know you fear for me, but my path was set long ago. I can no more step off it than I can ask the avalanche to roll back uphill.
Just... please be careful, Sherry. I love you.
Quite. Come on. We'll go together.
Whoa! Why did I change?
Why didn't I remember we had such a big garden?
Maybe you forgot it for your own good. That's the descendant of a tree your father planted in London, correct?
Indeed, we planted the sprout here, and for a while it grew happily. Alas, it seems without us here to care for it, it didn't survive.
Statue.
Ah, yes. The statue of Merope. My mother was trying to restore it. Pity she never had the opportunity to finish.
Sandbox here. Table over there. Oh, that was weird. Okay, this table is unusable. Here's the tea.
That's from Mother's favorite tea set. What is it doing in here?
Whoa. What's happening? First person view?
Come here, Sherry. Hurry!
Potassium bromide.
These must help calm her down.
Oh, did I put... Oh, no.
What are you thinking about? Is everything all right?
What's happening to John? He's...
What are you
weird.
thinking about? Is everything all right?
Did he accidentally kill Mom because he tried to put drugs in your tea? Oh my gosh. Is it actually
Is
him?
that the raft we made together, John?
Looks more like a pile of rotten planks now.
Sherlock accidentally killed his mama? Goodbye, Mom.
Don't go, Mother, wait.
Let's see.
I remember this artifact from Mother's collection. Mother's work journal. I liked poring over the detailed pages and reading about my parents' collection.
Bring me back, baby. To the FPS days. First person view. Alright, so I'm led to believe that Sherlock accidentally put the pills in his mom's thing.
Here it is. We'll just borrow it for a while.
Did you hear that? Someone's coming. Let's take a peek.
I see, so we finish all the rooms and we go through every room again.
You call this progress? Charlotte, amateur. I'm not letting you anywhere near my mother again.
Any result is progress, even if it is a worsening of her condition. It informs my...
No. I have made my decision. She must be sent to a legitimate medical facility. I will not let her hurt Sherlock.
What? Master Holmes, you do not understand.
That will be all. I expect you to have left the house by week's end.
Okay.
Sherry, say something. Can you hear me? You're scaring me.
Sherry, say something.
I'm here. Come closer.
Can you hear me? You're scaring me.
Okay.
I'm waiting for you.
This is weird.
Sherry, come here, darling.
Oh, it becomes like more distorted the closer I get. It's weird.
Coming, Mother.
Chair. Her
This was
wheelchair.
for my mother, wasn't it? I remember how we came to the garden for a breath of fresh air.
Take me to my flowers, Sherry. They must already be in bloom.
W
As you
key,
wish,
baby. W key, baby. We winning here.
I bet you missed the fresh air, didn't you?
Terribly. The sun is far brighter than I remember. But I like it.
We can walk each day from now on, if you want.
That would be wonderful. Just look at them. The stars of the earth. Even the sky must be jealous of their beauty.
Indeed. Mother, would you like to go around the water?
That would be perfect. I always wanted such a nice pond in London. It looks so peaceful.
Mycroft knew you would like it.
We should put some fish in it, don't you think?
How about some carp?
That's a nice idea. Let's visit your father's tree. It grows so fast, just like you.
We could even build a tree house in it.
Yes, Sherry.
Clearly should have made a manual save before this point, but whatever.
Speaking of your father, could you call him out, please?
Mom! He's...
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry. He passed away. He's gone.
No, he's not.
Oh, there
I'm
it is.
telling the truth. Did you forget again?
No, don't you dare say such things. You are a liar like all the others.
Mother!
Don't call me that. You aren't fooling me.
No! Mom, it hurts!
My son would never lie.
Mom, stop!
Who are you? Reveal yourself.
Please, stop! It's me, Sherlock!
What, is she gonna try to
You
kill him?
are not my Sherry. Get me my son.
Oh, it is. What the heck? Why can't I move? That's weird. Oh gosh. Okay. I card he's Dr. Richter. Blamed for my mother's death. Risk of side effects. Dr. Richter expanded my mother with unconventional drugs and treatments every dose at risk. Said of screenless or bottom special. Actually, there's animation, she suffocated. My mother was drowned. I think it's... My mother tried to kill me. John and I are responsible. Okay. Otto Richter is responsible. Any other clues? Any other clues? All the clues are found. Huh. Grounded by Otto Richter, accused of murder and clear of auto killer deliberately. Drowning with, but she died of hypoxia. Isn't that by pressure? There's no right or wrong. As always with this game. This doesn't really make sense to me either. I'm responsible. I don't know, with the way it looks like, doesn't make sense to be Otto, unfortunately. I don't think it's John. I think technically it's myself. Well, since it doesn't matter. Are you sure about your choice? You will not be able to change it after confirmation. I feel like it only makes sense that it's him responsible. It wouldn't make sense for it to be John. Sherlock Holmes. I think it's supposed to be, okay. Thinking about all the evidence we have, I think it is supposed to be Sherlock accidentally killed Mom. But to blame it all on himself and he's that young also doesn't make sense. But we're just gonna go with this choice because to me, this is what the evidence points to, is that he accidentally killed his mom.
Sherlock. Sherlock. Can you hear me? Come on, wake up.
Get off me.
Sherry,
You knew, and more than that, you hid it from me.
you couldn't bear the truth, Sherlock, so I shouldered it for you. I took your pain, your horror.
I killed my own mother, John. It is unforgivable.
It was an accident, Sherlock. She was mad, abusive. You were a child, simply trying to help.
How could she? You were a lie, John. A fiction. A crutch.
No, I was a friend. Sherlock, please.
Sherlock,
What?
are you okay?
I don't know.
I told you not to come, Sherlock. Where is he?
Who?
Your friend, John.
He's beside you.
Was all this worth it? Is he worth it?
Why is he here?
I think, in his own way, he was trying to protect me. From a truth I couldn't bear. But now I must face it.
He's like disappearing. Oh, that's weird.
There is only one thing to be done.
What are you talking about?
To expect adherence to the principles of truth and justice, but to fail to hold oneself likewise accountable, it would be hypocrisy. My mother died by my hand. I must turn myself into the authorities and face the consequences of my actions.
The consequences of your actions? You were a child. She did this to you, not you unto her. You are throwing your life away in an act of moralistic vanity. Think of all you could accomplish for our nation.
This is where we differ, Mycroft. To you, the ends justify the means. To me, the means have decided the end. The truth is the truth.
Fine, Sherlock. Walk yourself into the police station and pray those men you oft embarrassed hold no grudges. If you're lucky, they'll simply exile you. If not, I'll see you in 20 years.
Are you going to berate me too? Try and talk me out of it? As I told my brother, if I cannot demonstrate the character I chastise others for lacking...
Sherry, I think this is something you will have to do yourself.
Myself? How do you mean?
All I ever did, all I ever wanted, was to protect you from what happened. And now you tell me I was wrong to try, that it was ego or hypocrisy to show a young boy kindness. But it was just empathy, creativity, and love for one's self. So please, please, Sherlock, don't do it.
Why can none of you see it? The truth is the truth. A murder is a murder. Tell me, John, why?
Because you're breaking my heart. I know you've decided. I know. I just wish you hadn't.
I'm sorry, John. All these years we spent together, all the time I took for granted. You'll always be a part of me.
No, Sherry. That's the point. I don't think I will.
Why are you here?
Closure, I suppose. And to help a friend.
You and I are not friends. In a race between the thawing of the ice caps and our friendship, I would buy a boat.
Ha! Is that right?
I can see it now. I know what you did.
What did I do?
You needled me. From the moment we met, you were searching for weakness. You pushed me to pursue the truth about my mother. You questioned everything I did, everything I believed, to break me. To blur truth and fiction, reality, morality. A saboteur in silk. Was it vengeance, Val? Or do you prefer Klaus?
Excuse me?
You are Klaus Richter, Otto's younger brother. Do you hold me responsible for his end?
Ha! There was no love lost between me and my brother. I am sure you can relate. Otto was merely the gravity that pulled me into your orbit. Or you into mine. Once I met you, I could not keep away.
Why? What reason do you have for all this?
To help you.
You're lying.
To show you that you were wrong.
More lies. I know you now, Werner. Try again.
To see what had happened. Or is that yet another untruth? Does it matter? Take your pick. Who cares? You're my masterpiece. I turned Sisyphus into Ozymandias. You could not see the futility of your quest until I helped you to let go of the rock. And now, nothing beside remains.
I remain. Despite you, and to spite you.
It is a matter of will and power now. Will you overcome this, or shall you decay? Oh, on that note, I brought you something.
I want nothing more from you.
When one wants for nothing, Sherlock, the best thing to get them is something personal. So, here you are. Now, please excuse me, but the gallery calls. I'm already conceiving my next project.
That's alright.
You really are beautiful.
So see him like crazy.
I was prepared to take responsibility for my actions, but again my brother conspired against me. A little diplomatic pressure and the trial was dismissed. Instead, I was exiled from Cordona. Freedom never tasted so bitter. Another perversion of justice at Mycroft's hand. With no means, no home, and no purpose, I returned to London. I enrolled at Cambridge University, but few lectures held my interest. I prefer to spend time alone at the hospital laboratory, pursuing truths in chemical form. No one there questions my choices. I have begun to attract a desperate clientele, men that skulk after me, pleading for answers to their simple mysteries. At first, the distraction was unwelcome. Now, I find myself craving it, lest my mind drift back to the island, to Mother, to John. What was her life worth? How many adulterers and petty thieves will it take to make it right? Can anything? I found it! I found it! I found it!
And what is that?
That's weird. That his John looks like that John.
How far, bruises may be produced after death? How are you? You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive.
How on earth did you know that?
Never mind. The question now is about bruising. No doubt you see the significance of this discovery of mine.
It is interesting, no doubt, but practically...
Why, it is the most practical medico-legal discovery for years. Had we these data sooner, hundreds of men would have paid the penalty for their crimes. Cases oft hinge upon how a man died. Now, we can know which wounds he suffered alive, which occurred post-mortem, and what instrument was responsible. And ergo, one will soon be able to calculate with utmost precision when and where death occurred, sparing the innocent and damning the guilty.
Well, then you are to be congratulated.
Indeed. But, you came here on business.
Correct again. I am looking for someone with whom to take diggings, and heard you were complaining that you could get no one to go halves with you.
I have my eye on a suite in Baker Street, which would suit us down to the ground. You don't mind the smell of strong tobacco, I hope?
I smoke ships myself.
That's good enough. I get in the dumps at times, and don't open my mouth for days on end. Just let me alone, and I'll soon be right. What have you to confess now? It's best for two fellows to know what bruises each other carries before they begin to live together. My last companion and I...
Well, I object to rows because my nerves are shaken, and I get up at all sorts of ungodly hours, and I am extremely lazy. I have another set of vices when I'm well, but those are the principal ones at present.
Do you include violin playing in your category for rout?
It depends on the player. A well-played violin is a treat for the gods. A badly played one.
Oh, no, that's all right. I think we may consider the thing as settled. Oh, forgive my manners. My attention wavers. Sherlock Holmes.
Dr. John Watson.
John.
John Watson, there he is. Ending was alright, I guess. Oh. Kinda wish they gave like a what actually happened answer. Other than that, not a. Where's the autosave? Where is the autosave? Oh, it stopped right before. So I could look at the other endings if I want. Alright, let's look at one more ending. I heard this ending's not bad.
Sherlock. Sherlock. Can you hear me? Come on, wake up.
Get off me.
Sherry,
You knew, and more than that, you hid it from me.
you couldn't bear the truth, Sherlock, so I shouldered it for you. I took your pain, your horror.
Otto Richter murdered my mother, and Mycroft covered it up. Whisked me away from this place, buried me in schoolwork, and left the past to rot.
And you needed
Oh,
a
I can't
way to
pause.
cope.
I'm in the used bathroom.
So
Uh-oh.
I helped.
You were a lie, John. A fiction. A crutch.
No, I was a friend. Sherlock, please.
Sherlock,
What?
are you okay?
I don't know.
I told you not to come,
I think it's
Sherlock.
playing out the same way.
Where is he?
Who?
Your friend, John.
He's beside you.
Was all this worth it? Is he worth it?
Why is he here?
I think...
Sherlock, what are you doing?
You kept me in the dark and kept your actions quiet. You enabled Richter and his untested quackery for far too long. And worse, you wanted to lock up our mother.
I wanted to give you a chance at normalcy, childhood. There was no changing what happened, no good to come of dwelling in the past.
It was lies upon lies. Otto Richter was trying to save her, but you decided he deserved to take the fall. Is that justice?
The big picture, Sherlock. The big picture. Perhaps Richter was not responsible for her fit of rage, but his treatment led inexorably to that moment. You were so fragile. I could not... I just couldn't. I chose us over him.
You know, for once I believe you. Perhaps now that the truth is out, I can actually do what you had hoped. Leave it all in the past.
Good. You have your whole life ahead of you, Sherlock. It is time you got on with it.
I was worried there for a minute, Sherry. Really worried. I didn't want to hurt you. What's so funny?
I am talking to myself, John. think I was hurt regardless.
But we made a good team, eh? Explored every inch of this place together. Helped a lot of people. Terrorized a few too, I suppose. I think I may go so far as to say, Sherry, that I have not lived wholly in vain.
So that's it. It's over.
You've opened every door, Sherry. Faced the past you locked away. You don't need me anymore.
I know. I will miss you all the same. I don't want you to go.
Yes, you do.
Goodbye, John. Why are you here?
Closure, I suppose. And to help a friend.
You and I are not friends. In a race between the thawing of the ice caps and our friendship, I would buy a boat.
Ha! Is that right?
I can see it now. I know what you did.
What did I do?
You needled me. From the moment
Is
we
this
met...
also the same dialogue then? Let's
Ha!
see.
There was no... Otto was merely the gravity that pulled me into your orbit.
Why?
To help... To
More like...
To see what... You're my masterpiece. I turned Sisyphus into Ozymandias. You could not see the futility of your quest until I helped you to let go of the rock.
I remain.
It is a matter of will and power now. Oh, when one wants for nothing. Now, please.
So it's pretty similar dialogue. I don't really get what this ending painting means.
You really are beautiful.
My brother returned to London soon after our disagreement. He enrolled at Cambridge University but attends only the rare classes that hold his interest. I hear he took employment at a hospital laboratory, obsessing over his experiments. I suppose he seeks solace in the empirical truth of a chemical test. I am afraid for him. His evenings are spent alone, solving citizens' menial mysteries to pass the time. And I suspect he is growing paranoid. One of my agent's vehicles recently ignited during a surveillance operation. She was lucky to get out alive. There is only one man who could orchestrate such a feat. Or perhaps two. I saved my brother. He will never forgive me.
I found it! I found it!
And what is that?
How far, bruises may be produced after death?
Let's see, is this all the same
How are
too?
you?
Let's see.
How on earth?
Never mind. Why, it is the most practical medico-legal discovery for years. Had we the cases oft hinge upon how a man, and ergo...
Well...
Indeed.
Correct.
That's... What...
Well,
This
do you...
is the same
Oh,
thing.
Dr.
John! Alright. Whew, finished that game. Wasn't bad. I think if they provided, like, who actually did it, I think that would have made it better. I understand why they did the ambiguity thing, but I don't think you should do it for all of them. Just because you know, there's games where it's good for interpretation. There's games where it's like, I think you should have a set thing. Anywho, we're done with that game. Woo! Finally finished it. So, tomorrow if I stream, we'll probably go back to Doom. We do have to do a stream of dogs. Dogs organized neatly, so we'll do that eventually as well. Finish that, then we will pick something else. Alright, if you're here, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for finishing the game with me. That was a long journey, long ride. And we will see you tomorrow. Bye!